Ready?
Welcome to another episode of Watch Once Over. Today we're going to be doing a shootout, and this is going to be between two 200-meter divers. This is going to be the all titanium Seiko Shogun SPB 351 with the retail price of 1,500 versus a retail price of 1,000. The Citizen Barnacle. This is the NB 6021-68L. It's a 995 retail price. I know the Seiko is a little bit pricier, but we'll see if Seiko makes up for that in features. So the let's look at the movements first. You cannot see the movements in both of them. They have screw down backs, okay, in both of them. So the backs are going to be, pretty much pedestrian, just telling you the specs of the watch. But the Seiko has the caliber 6R35. It's been around for a minute now. It has a generous 70-hour power reserve. And the Seiko is using the rock solid Miyota 9051. I mean, the Citizen is using the Miyota 9051. Now, this one only has a 42-hour power reserve, but it beats at 4 hertz, 28,800 vibrations per hour, and the Seiko is 21,600 vibrations per hour. The accuracy on these movements are pretty close to each other. The Citizen movement is a little bit better specced out as far as accuracy. It's minus 10 plus 20 seconds a day. The Seiko is minus 15 plus 25. Both of them get better than that. But I do think the Citizen movement is a little more accurate, I have to say. And the Citizen has a little bit more anti-magnetic rating also, I believe. I think this is 16,000 versus the Seiko's 4,800. So the Citizen, the movement, I do believe is a little bit tighter, if that's a good word, as far as when it comes to accuracy. And of course, this has a smoother beating hand. It has that smooth 4 hertz sweep. The Seiko is a little bit more jumpy and jittery because it's only at 3 hertz. Now, they're both 200 divers meters watches. They both have these titanium cases and bezel. So let's move to the case next. Let's look at the Citizen first. This is a super titanium case, all business brush, no shoulders on the crown. The case doesn't have any holes in there, and it doesn't have really any bevels. It's a really tooly watch. It's a really tooly watch. Now, the Seiko's cases, you have this beautiful beveling on there. The brushing is a little bit more refined. You have a hose case. You have crown shoulders. You have a nice big crown compared to the Citizen's crown. The Seiko's crown is a lot easier to work, a lot easier to grasp. Um, so I'm going to have to give that the case definitely to the Seiko. Now, the water resistance is going to be a wash. They're both divers, 200 meters, both very capable. Now, on the lume department, the Seiko is using the benchmark standard Lumi Bright. The Citizen is right there with it with the Nautilite. I'll show you a lume shot in a minute. They're both really close. That's kind of a wash. They are crystals. The Citizen has this beautiful beveled crystal in there. It gives you lots of distortion on the edge. The Seiko's crystal has a Cyclops for the date wheel. Both of them have slow-mo date changes. They don't have instantaneous date changes on them. The dials, it's kind of like what you like. The Citizen's printing is a little bit more pronounced. The Seiko's is a little bit more pulled back and subdued, but the Seiko has a pretty dial on there shark tooth indices. The Citizen is all squared off with the Mercedes hand, hour hand, sword style minute. And then you have two sharp um, arrow pointer type hands on the Seiko stop sign second, and then a lollipop on the tip for the Citizen. They're real nice. Both of them are real nice. The Citizen gets a chrome beveled surround in the on the date wheel. The Seiko gets just a cutout date wheel, maybe because of how the dial's done. I don't know. Now, moving to the bezels, they both have 120 click bezels. Seiko's is really muted, real nice click. Everything lines up on this one. That is a Seiko fault sometimes. They have a lot of quality control problems sometimes with that. The Citizen is light and airy, and it has a more cheap feel, a chintzy feel. It really does. The insert on this one is that beautiful blue insert. I really love the insert on the Citizen. I like it a lot. The Seiko is a little bit more faint, ghosted bezel, but it's nice too. The first 15 minutes is really marked off nice. On the Citizen, you just get these little dots on there. But I'm going to say the Seiko's bezel has a better action, in my opinion. It really does. Now, moving to the bracelets are very similar, 3-link bracelets. The Seiko does have polished ends, while the Citizen is just going to be your more industrial finish. The clasp, they both have similar clasps to look at first. Signed, they're very similar, all titanium, but when you open them up, let's open the Citizens up first, twin trigger deployment, you get this pressed clasp. That for $1,500 is something left to be desired. The Citizen has a milled clasp. That's all titanium. Now, as for adjustment, the Citizen has a pull-out, quick adjust. Seiko needs to take a cue off of that. So as far as the bracelets go, I'm going to have to say the Citizen wins this war, even though the Seiko has a little bit more polishing on it. But the Citizen's bracelet is better. It just is. Okay, going to the Sapphires, they both have AR coating on there. 120 click bezels. This kind of has like a hollow sounding tinny bezel. Seiko is a little bit more rock solid, a little bit more refined. Let's weigh them real quick. And this is unsized for both of them. 112 grams for the Citizen. The Seiko is 120. It does seem like it's a little bit more refined. Citizen's a little bit more Spartan, especially the case and the bezel. So to tally it all up, let me see. The Citizen wins well, let's do the loom first. The loom, I'm going to tell you on both of these, they're really nice. The Seiko does have bicolor loom. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Let me turn all the lights off. Hold on a second. The Seiko has that bicolor loom. They're both going to last just about all night. The Seiko seems a little brighter initially, but the Citizen does have a lot of staying power too. So I'm going to say that's a wash. You know, I'm not going to really bag on these watches that much because the loom is sufficient for both of them, and that's just how it is. It really is great on both watches. But the bezel, I'm going to have to give it to the case and bezel. I'm going to have to give it to the Seiko. The crystals are washed. The clasp and the bracelet, it's going to have to go to the Citizen. The loom's just about a wash. They both 200 meters divers watches. The Seiko is just killing it on quality for the case. The movement, I'm going to have to go with the Citizen movement. It's going to be a little better, even though the Seiko has a lot more power reserve. If that's a big thing, I guess you'll lean towards more the Seiko. And then you have the price. The price of the Seiko is going to be $500 more. I feel it's worth it. I'm going to say that the Seiko edges the Citizen out, but just by a hair. Just by a hair. But both of these watches are nice. They're both available at ArizonaFineTime.com. They have many different iterations of them. Check those guys out. You guys tell me who won. I'm going with the Shogun. That's the Watch Once Over for today. My name is Big E. God bless. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.